Title: 9 Animals That Evolved Perfect Traps. Best_fact, 9. Second_fact, 1. Short_hook. This snake triggers a fish's escape reflex and makes it swim into its own mouth. Short_hook_ 2. This spider makes fake moth pheromones and catches males mid-flight with a sticky ball. These 9 did not evolve to be faster or stronger. They evolved to make the outcome settled before their prey noticed anything was happening. The bolas spider, Mastophora species, synthesizes moth sex pheromones and applies them to a single silk thread with a sticky globule at the end. She swings this at passing moths. The pheromone is not generic. Different Mastophora species produce the specific pheromone blend of the moth species most common in their habitat, matched to within detectable accuracy by gas chromatography. Some species shift their chemical blend midnight, when one moth species retires and another becomes active, producing a different pheromone formula within the same individual over the course of a few hours. The moth detects the lure and approaches voluntarily. The spider catches it in flight with the sticky globule. The spider does not build a web. This is its entire hunting system. Margay cats, Leopardus wheatii, have been documented producing a call that mimics the distress cries of infant pied tamarins. In observed incidents, adult tamarins investigating the call moved into range before identifying the source. The distress cry chosen is specifically the one small primates use when separated from their group or handled by a predator, which triggers an investigative approach response in adults. Margay calls are contextual. Recorded instances show the cat monitoring prey before selecting the imitation response. Whether this represents isolated opportunistic behavior or a regular hunting strategy across individuals is not established. It has been documented in a single site in Brazil, but constitutes the first confirmed case of a non-primate wild cat using acoustic deception to lure prey. Antlions, Myrmeleon species larvae, excavate conical pits in loose, dry sand. The walls of the pit are maintained at or near the maximum angle of repose for the substrate. The steepest slope sand can hold without avalanching. Any insect that walks over the rim immediately loses footing and slides toward the center. The larva waits at the bottom, buried except for its mandibles. If the prey slows or stops, the larva throws bursts of sand upward, not at the prey, but at the slope beneath it, triggering a secondary avalanche that prevents recovery. The prey cannot climb out against a surface that continuously shifts. Sand grain size and pit diameter are selected by the larva to match the prey species most common in that microhabitat. Trapdoor spiders construct burrows sealed with a hinged door, made of silk, soil, and plant matter and attached to the burrow rim by a silk hinge, camouflaged to match the exact surface substrate. The outer surface accumulates soil particles and debris during construction and thereafter, rendering it effectively invisible at range. The spider detects approaching prey through silk trip lines radiating from the burrow in multiple directions, identifying prey size and location from vibration frequency before opening the door. The attack threshold from first movement to prey capture is estimated at under 30 milliseconds. The door also functions as a pressure seal against flooding. The spider grips the inner surface and holds it closed during rain events. Cuttlefish, when hunting crabs, produce a traveling wave pattern across the arm surface, a rippling coloration that moves rhythmically from mantle to arm tips. High-speed camera analysis suggests this display misdirects the crab's attention while the tentacles extend separately and are deployed faster than the crab's visual response time. Cuttlefish also have photoreceptors that detect polarized light, which their own skin reflects. The angle and degree of polarization is varied actively during both camouflage and communication, a channel invisible to fish predators, which cannot detect polarized light, but visible to other cuttlefish. Communication and camouflage therefore operate on separate simultaneous channels. Humpback whales use bubble net feeding, a coordinated group technique in which individuals dive beneath a fish school and swim in a tightening spiral while exhaling, producing a cylindrical curtain of bubbles that disorients the fish and compresses them upward. One whale typically produces lower frequency calls during the spiral that appear to drive prey toward the surface. Whales then lunge through the center of the compressed school with mouths open. Role allocation, which individual produces the bubble spiral, the call, or the lunge approach, appears consistent across multiple hunts with the same group. Different ocean populations have developed distinct bubble net configurations, and the technique has been documented spreading between individuals who did not learn it from their mother. Death adders, Acanthopus species, are among the slowest moving snakes in their habitat under ambient conditions. They compensate through caudal luring, lying motionless while moving only the tip of their tail, distinctively colored and thin, in a pattern that mimics the movement of a small invertebrate. Targets include lizards and frogs, which approach to investigate. The snake's strike is the fastest confirmed for any Australian snake, under 0.15 seconds from initial movement to completed contact. The snake does not depart its position. The body blends into leaf litter while only the tail tip is visible, so prey can often approach to within strike range before identifying the source of the movement. Fork-tailed drongos, Dicrurus adsimilis, follow meerkats, banded mongooses, and other mixed species foragers in the Kalahari and produce false alarm calls when other animals locate food. Their alarm repertoire includes accurate imitations of meerkat, ground squirrel, and other species alarm calls, deployed selectively when a target has found food, causing it to flee and abandon the find. The drongo retrieves the dropped item. Individuals have been documented switching to a different species alarm call after the target stops responding to the original, indicating active monitoring of whether the deception worked and adjustment to overcome habituation. Meerkat groups exposed to individual drongos show reduced response rates over time, and drongos adjust their alarm switching frequency accordingly. The tentacled snake, Erpeton tentaculatum, does not chase fish. When a fish is nearby, it performs a slow J-shaped body movement. Fish have a hardwired escape reflex called the sea start. When they detect motion above a threshold, they contract one side of the body and launch in the opposite direction. The direction of the launch is predictable from the fish's initial position relative to the stimulus. The tentacled snake has evolved to exploit this. The slow movement phase triggers the sea start, the fish launches reflexively, and the snake has already repositioned its head to intercept that direction. The snake does not respond to the fish's escape movement, it induces a movement whose outcome it already knows and waits at the endpoint. The tentacles on its snout are sensory organs, not lures. 9 animals. 9 ways to make the outcome settled before the prey knew anything was happening. Tomorrow's animal does something that should be physically impossible. This channel posts a new animal fact video every day. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one.